Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, I want to go ahead and share with you guys the two trades that I took yesterday that made me about $1,500. One of the trades was a Tesla bull flag, a 5-minute bull flag, a setup that I like to talk about on this channel quite a bit. And when I see it, I will always put risk on the table. I want to share that trade. I think it is a great example of a bull flag. And then the second trade, which I really enjoyed, was a gap fill reversal on the S&P 500. So as you guys may have seen, we gapped down Monday morning and we had a gap to fill above. When the market moved higher and filled that gap intraday, I went ahead and took some put options because I figured if we would fill that gap, we would find resistance at that heavy supply zone and we would move back lower. I took both of these trades, executed beautifully on them, and I wanted to go ahead and share them with you guys today. So today, let's review those trades. If you guys enjoyed the video after watching, press that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for more. And of course, make sure to come tune in to the pre-market live streams every single day starting at 8 a.m. All right, guys, so the first trade I want to review today is the S&P 500 gap fill. I think this was a really beautiful trade, just a really strong technical analysis, a really strong realization of where that gap was actually starting to fill intraday, and taking action on the fact that I believe that we would move lower after filling that gap. Now, if you guys are part of the pre-market live stream, then you know we talked about this gap Monday morning. We talked about how if we fill this gap, there will most definitely be resistance. There will be supply at that zone. Analysis, I'll just do that real quick. You guys can see it right here, right? Gap fill, rejection. I'm looking for the exact same thing. You can see right here, markets usually like to fill the gaps that they create. I think you get a gap fill, and I think you get a rejection. That's what I'll be watching today, 43.80. So you have that move up to potentially 43.80, where there was a gap down on the futures trading. I think you may try to fill that gap and start to reject at that level. So I would just have these gap fill levels on your charts, guys. Make sure to just have them on your charts. 43.80 on the ES. And we will most definitely find some resistance at that level. And it would be a great place to potentially take a put option because it would be an easy place to stop out. If we get above that zone, if we get above that gap, you stop out of the trade. If not, you have very nice downside potential. So on your screen, guys, I want to go ahead and share with you this trade. So right here, guys, this is the hourly chart on the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF. Now, this is Monday, right? Monday and Tuesday, that is today. You guys can see in the futures market, Monday morning, or you can say Sunday night, we had a very large gap down on the market. Gap down because of the Russia-Ukraine tensions. We had that gap down. Now, it doesn't matter why it happened. It matters that it happened, right? So that's the gap that you guys see right here in the after hours action. Here is your large gap from around 438 down to around 426. You have that gap. Now, Monday morning, I figured, hey, there's the gap. Let's see if we can fill that gap. And if we do, there should be some resistance back at that previous close. Now, the yellow lines that you see on your chart, those are previous day closes. And that yellow line up here on Monday was right there at that gap fill because that is where we closed on Friday after trading hours. So you can see the S&P 500 made its way back up to that gap. It filled that gap, and we went ahead and we took some put options right there around that yellow line or the previous day close or the gap fill. So this is a very nice little technical setup that you definitely want to look for. If you guys ever see gaps on your charts, let's say the hourly or daily chart, look for that gap to be filled the following day or the following week and try to play a reversal off of it. It is sometimes a very strong trade, a very strong technical formation, and you can see even today, we did not get over that gap fill. We failed it once again and moved all the way back lower. So here's the trade that I took, guys. Here's the Discord chat. As you guys may or may not know, I post every trade that I take in the Discord chat. Winner or loser, it does not matter to me. There is no benefit for me to share only winners. I share everything here. I'm very real. I share my losers, my winners. Today and yesterday, two very nice green days. The last month, if you guys are part of the Discord, has been a little bit of a rough month, and I will be posting my P&L for February on my Instagram. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure to follow the Instagram account down in the description below. So here's the Discord chat. Here's where I started to take this trade. You can see at 11:48 yesterday, I posted to the group, SPY just filled the overnight gap down. I would be looking for rejections off this 43 43.80 level. And this is where the chart was at the time, right here at this 43.80. That is where that gap filled, and that is where I was looking for the rejection of that supply and the reversal back to the downside. So I went ahead and I got in some SPY puts right here in Interactive Brokers. I got in 5 435 puts at 11.50, and I sold them at 12.50 just about an hour later for about a 125% profit, which yielded me just about $800 on this trade on 5 contracts. It was a beautiful trade. So let's go ahead and break that down. At 12.55 is where I got out. 12.54 just about. Let me go ahead and break this down on the 1 minute chart. So here on the 1 minute chart, guys, you can see that very large gap here on the left side. This is that futures gap down. This is the day where we pushed back into it. And it's a perfect rejection right there at that yellow line, right at the previous day close, right at the gap fill. You guys can see right there, I went ahead and I got in there at 11.50. If I zoom in, we can see my exact entry at 11.50, which was right around here. Here was my entry. We did go ahead and push back higher after my entry, but I was staying in this trade as long as we stayed below that previous high, below that gap fill. And you can see we did try to push back, but we made a lower high and we moved back lower. I got out of this trade around 11.50, I believe, if I pull it back up. Right around 12.50, I'm sorry. And you can see around 12.50, we started to get below that VWAP, started to try to find some support down here. And I said, hey, we're starting to get into some previous levels. This is an awesome trade, 125%. Let me go ahead and take my profits here. And that is where I went ahead and got out. So a beautiful trade to the downside, 125% on 0 DTE SPY puts. I was looking for that gap fill. It was a beautiful setup right here. Gap down, we filled the gap, previous day close, take the puts, knowing that we're going to have some resistance at this previous level, and look for some downside. Of course, if I would have held it longer, it would have made more money, but it was a very nice trade, took that profit. And really what I want to sort of point out here is to look for those gaps. If you have those gaps, look for them to fill, look for that reversal. If the gap was up, look for it to come back down, hold the gap as support, and try to reverse back to the upside. It is something that is very important to look for in this market, especially in this market where we have a lot of gaps, overnight gaps, and it's a great way to try to find some plays. So that is the gap fill. That is the supply there on the SPY. The previous day close, the reversal trade back to the downside. Awesome trade. Let's go ahead and now break down the Tesla bull flag that I took previous to this trade earlier in the morning. All right, guys, so earlier Monday, I went ahead and I took a Tesla call option on a bull flag breakout. I love this setup. This is a setup I talk about all the time on this channel, and this was another perfect example of that bull flag breakout. So you can see here on the Discord, I went ahead and got into this trade at 11.16 with 3 contracts at 11.30, and I scaled out at 11.21 and 11.22. Now, I will say, before taking this right trade here, I was getting chopped up a little bit trying to catch this flag. I was very convicted on the setup that I was looking at. I love to trade the flags. I love to trade the 5-minute flags that come back down to the 9 EMA. And when I see that, I get very convicted on trying to catch the breakout. There are certain points where I will get out if it's no longer working. There is points where I will get in and get out if I start to see it slowing down. And I did get a little bit chopped up, a few points per contract on the setup as it was starting to work out. But I'll show you guys where I did get in for the eventual breakout, where it actually finally worked out. You can see my P&L for the day after that trade was around $707. So I did take some losses before this trade, but overall after the trade ended up green about $707. And then after that was the SPY puts, which put me up about $1,500. So let's go ahead and break down the Tesla 5-minute bull flags. All right, guys, so here is the Tesla 5-minute chart, and here is where I went ahead and I caught this bull flag. So you guys can see the blue line on your chart, that's the 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart. And when I see a stock pull back to that EMA, start to create a flag pattern, I am always interested in trying to catch that breakout. You can see it's happened many times intraday yesterday. I only caught it once. You can see we had another very nice flag right here. We had a little bit of a morning flag right here. And this flag around 11 o'clock was the flag that I ended up taking. So I did miss out on some very good opportunity here, but I did end up taking this flag right here around 11 o'clock. If I go ahead and pull up my entries, we can see I got into this trade at 11.16, got out at 11.22. basically all out at 11.22. So 11.16 is I got a 900 call and I bought 3 of them. So just a little bit over $3,300 in this trade. If I go to the 1 minute chart, we are going to look at where I got into this trade. So you can see 1 minute chart. We have the green line and the blue line. Now, what are these two lines? The blue line is the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart. The green line is the 40 EMA on the 1 minute chart. Now, that 40 EMA on the 1 minute chart aligns with the 5 minute 9 EMA. So here's the 5 minute chart. You guys can see we touched that blue line right around 11.15. And if I go back to the 1 minute, we touched that green line right around the exact same time. Right here, we touched that green line at 11.15. And this is just a way for me not to have to change time frames. I don't need to change time frames if I'm looking for a flag, because I know I can just look at the 40 on the 1 minute, which is the same exact thing as the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. It makes it much easier not having to switch around time frames. So we touched that 5 minute 9 EMA right there, the 40 EMA in the 1 minute, right here around 11.15. And that is where I started to get into my trade. Now, like I said, I was getting a little bit chopped up on the flag. I was trying to catch it a little bit earlier. I think I tried to catch it here once. I tried to catch it here once again. We did reject both those times. I kept my losses small, and that is why overall in the day, I ended up positive on this last trade, which it finally worked out on. So here in the Discord chat, 11.16, which was right around here, got in 3 contracts after seeing us touch that 40 EMA, looking for the flag breakout. We got the beautiful flag breakout, and I started to scale out around 11.22 right here. Just looking for that quick move, looking for that flag pattern. Contracts were going to be pushed up very quickly there on that breakout, on that flag breakout. Got it very nice, beautiful profit. 3 contracts, got about $2 per contract, so just about $600 on that trade right there on Tesla. Perfect flag pattern, 9 EMA in the 5 minute. If you guys see these flags, these 5 minute flags on any stock, I always look to see if I could take them. So right here, very nice little push, very nice 5 minute flag. Setup was beautiful, executed it, stayed resilient. I took a few losses, 2 small losses before this trade on Tesla because I was really looking for this breakout to work out. If we were going to break below that 5 minute 9 EMA, the setup is no longer valid. As long as we were above that 9 EMA on the 5 minute, I was looking for this breakout. And I made sure to stay focused on it, keep my losses small, testing to see if I could catch it. And finally, on the last attempt, I caught it beautifully, and the net P&L was very, very nice. So those are my 2 trades, guys, that I took yesterday. The Tesla bull flag, the SPY gap close, $1,500 on the day. Just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys those 2 trades. I think they're very nice setups. They're not just random plays, flag patterns, gap fills, trades that I love to take on an intraday basis. And we saw 2 beautiful ones yesterday. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to press that like button. If you guys want to join the Discord chat where I share all my trades, winners and losers, then go ahead and check out the link down below. Don't join if you're just looking to follow trades because you are going to take losses. I take losses, and if you follow all my trades, you're going to take losses as well. This is not just some type of fake, only winners type of Discord. This is real. I share my trades. Other people share their trades. This is a real trading community, and you know everything that comes with trading is in this community, and losses are definitely one of those. So if you are interested to join, make sure to expect both the winners and the losers, and the main goal is to focus on risk management so that we can stay alive and we can continue to try to trade and try to make sure that our winners are larger than our losers. That is the main goal. So guys, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, press that like button, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.